Hello, 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 and welcome to a super special episode of Bodied, a Cloud9 fan cast. I am your host, Havokpus, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, Frozencreek. And Frozen, I think something happened over the weekend.
Yeah, I think Lil Nas X dropped the new skin line of Nudier of a
That's a
Nudier.
banger.
So
Honestly, like I would pay like big bucks to
I would
be like naked Udyr.
I'd maybe buy a skin. I've bought in I think one skin, and I would buy that one, and I plan on buying the 2022 Cloud9 World's Championship skin. Yeah, skin
I
line.
uh, I haven't bought a lot of skins lately, but that would be one that I would legitimately kind of buy. You know.
I think I would a Nudier, and then but yeah. And anything else happened this week?
I think there's a little something called it's a little event called the NALCS 2022 Summer Championship. And I think we won. I think we won that.
Like, oh, it won our fourth trophy, and then our first summer in 10 years.
Yeah, our first summer trophy in like 10 years. Crazy, right?
Yeah, wow. Um, it it was really cool seeing the photos of the OG5 holding up a nothing. I think it was actually um above the team from this time, seeing Medios's glasses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his gunners that he wore.
Yeah, no trophy at all.
Yeah.
Lemon has on a set of headphones.
It was
High is wearing a very white belt.
the stage is also like very small in comparison with the sold out arena that we like played at this
Yeah,
time around.
yeah. Either way, what a way to bring it full circle.
Yeah, it felt very poetic in a sense. I think the fact that it it kind of came about to, the first championship that the team ever won was when they kind of entered in the league and they won the summer finals. Now 10 years later, we've won another one. And I think also it's kind of poetic that we did it off of a lot of players from Cloud9 kind of returning to the team, because Jensen came back. Zazel is on the coaching staff. Sven is on the team in like a support role. Fudge is he was always here, but he moved back to his original role. Um, so I think in a lot of ways it was a very sort of kind of poetic win, especially because Jensen won his first championship with Cloud9. He had tried for so many years to get it to work, and now this is he's finally been able to do it.
Yeah, Cloud9's the only organization that's been in finals every year so far. And Jensen was a big part of probably 4 or 5 of those, maybe. I'm not
Yeah,
sure what year he joined, but probably 2016. So he probably helped him get to 4 or 5, and it's crazy that this is his first championship.
it's kind of crazy. I think that all things considered, he is definitely one of the best, I think, mid laners. From at least from NA or NA's perspective, just because you know he's accomplished so much in his career, and that's also off of he has been to Worlds. He's going to be at Worlds like 8 times. I think is that the most that anyone's ever been to Worlds?
8 consecutive is the most.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think Faker's probably gone 8 times at least.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not
So
sure though.
I think that's crazy for someone to have that kind of consistency is insane.
Yeah. So he has the longest streak by I think it's probably 4 or 5 years. Like, um, he's been insanely consistent for his 8 years on Cloud Nine. It's crazy that it's his first championship here too, considering he was gone for 2 years or 3 years at Team Liquid. 3 years.
I think it was maybe 3.
Jeez, that's crazy. It didn't seem like that long either.
Yeah, it's really weird because like his and it maybe my perspective has kind of been warped because as soon as Jensen came back onto the team, it felt like he was never gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird that he was gone for a little while, and I think what's even crazier is especially now after he had after he took like that like split off, and wasn't able to be on a team, for him to be back, and to show the level of play that he has is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. He was until Sunday. He was the only former Cloud9 mid laner to not win a championship. Is that correct?
I think so. No? Yeah, Niski won a championship with us, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
Yeah. So Niski won.
Maybe technically Fudge until Sunday also.
Yeah. Are we really gonna count
Fudge is a
Fudge as
weird
a mid
one,
laner?
but it's a weird one. But it's technically true. Okay, so two former Cloud9 mid laners got their first championship on Sunday.
Yeah.
And all ADCs have won one too, I think.
Then Sneaky. Yeah, wow, we've really only had 3 ADCs because Sneaky had been with us forever, and then he
Yeah.
left, and then we had Sven, and then Sven stayed with us forever, and then we got Berserker. So
Junglers, because Contracts didn't win one.
yeah, Contracts didn't win one.
Not top laners either.
Yeah.
Because
Rush didn't win a championship with us either.
Oh, yep, that's true.
I remember when he locked in Kindred a bunch and he was
In round
losing
one.
on it, and they kept putting him on Kindred.
That was like a really bad TSM team too.
I remember that match clear as day because I remember us going to the draft like the whole time and being like, "Why are you guys giving him Kindred? He was not performing on Kindred. Stop giving him Kindred." And just every game they'd lock it, and I'd just be like, "No, what are you doing?"
3 straight salty runbacks. I think it was a quick 3-game sweep. Maybe went to 4, but yeah, that was one of the more frustrating matches that I've ever watched.
Yeah, but let's enough reminiscing. I think we need to just dive into the meat of this game. I think the weird thing is like the series went by so fast.
Yeah, it was the second fastest LCS finals of all time. Only second to 100 Thieves getting swept in spring.
Yeah, and I think that we probably could have gone it. I think in the third game, I think we kind of tried to go for it, and that's why we kind of did that weird like play where we kind of like went super hard through bot lane to try to like win, and then like Berserker died.
Yeah, his one death all day.
Yeah,
and we trolled a little bit in game 2 also.
Yeah, we maybe did that a little bit too. I think for the most part we played a really clean game though. I was kind of surprised at how together we played, especially after the first time in the playoffs we played against 100 Thieves. We had kind of a sloppy-ish series with like how game 1 ended, with how I think game 3 or game 2 or game 3, I can't remember. But one of those ended really badly as well. But this series we played so well, I think from everyone across the board.
Yeah. It was nice to see us come in out of with a consistent game plan of Sven enchanters, Jensen, you're going to play for the team. Blabber, you're going to run it down, and then Fudge, you're just going to get count in your pick and win lane, and then Berserker is just going to win
Yeah, but
game.
Berserker was late game. I think that this strategy that we had was actually really good because it felt like we had prepped enough and we had an idea of how we each played. Like we were playing to our strengths, and that felt really good. Like Fudge was on something that could flank and kind of initiate the plays, which is something that he's great at doing. Blabber is really great at starting plays and initiating as well. And Jensen was really good at just kind of being damage follow-up. And Berserker, of course, is the late game assurance. And I have to say, I want to give a special shout out to Sven because Sven has, I think, really showed that he is a top tier support, at least for NA. You know, game 1, he didn't die once, he got 10 assists. Game 2, 1-0 and 20. Game 3, 2-1 and 19. Like, he did his job, and he supported, and that's all you need to do.
Oh yeah. He didn't make any stupid deaths or anything. He really put a clinic out there for who he to watch. Did you see any of the King of the Clouds yesterday?
I was watching that. He has some insane mechanics.
He was talking a bit about the mental warfare in going against 100 Thieves, and how like after every time Sven got a kill or something, he typed like sup easy or something like that. Yeah, and then at the after party on Sunday, apparently who he came over and told Sven that he got in his head a little bit.
Wow, that's
After game one.
Sven's kind of a trash talker. I really liked that when he came on stage for the game, he did the whole thing where he was like looking, he did like I don't know what pose you'd call that, but he did the whole like looking across the stage kind of thing, trying to like see, like that's kind of his signature thing. But
Yeah.
I love that. I love him just as a player and as a person. He's quickly I mean he's always been kind of a favorite of mine, but I think especially now with him not only switching to support to be a team player, like the definition of a team player, but to show that he's excelled at it. And that shows a lot, just the dedication and everything. And I think he's definitely become a favorite Cloud9 player of mine.
Yeah, me too. He did give that ominous answer after the win on stage. So
I didn't like that. I really want him to run it back because he's such a good support, and him and Berserker has like the best dynamic. I don't want to break them up.
Yeah, I know. If he were to leave, I'd be devastated.
I'd be so sad.
But I would understand. I think 100 Thieves might need a ADDC upgrade.
Never. I'd die before that happened.
Yeah, I'm still mystified how a lot of these NA teams just don't seem to understand how to like play champions. It felt like a Berserker out of one each side. You have every matchup in playoffs outside of CLG. Blabber won every matchup, each side of it in playoffs. Sven outperformed in every matchup on both sides during playoffs, and it's like, what are these people doing? Like, there's like 5 ADCs you can play, and like 4 supports, and like 6 junglers. What are you guys doing with all your time?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of it comes down to prep. I'm not sure if it just comes down to how much they really research a champion and interactions, or how much they try to limit test and how much a champion, like what they can actually do. I think that it may be that our team is just very well versed in team fighting. We're a scrappy team. We like to fight. Because Blabber as we saw in this series, he makes these insane windows of opportunity where he'll just go. And then like in game 2 especially, he went for some windows where it's just like there's no way you come out net positive in this like engage, and then we did it, and we would be like, oh, we killed 3 of them. Let's do Baron, and then it's just like, how did you do that? That was impossible.
Yeah, and it certainly helps to have a Zillion and Yumi or Lulu behind you too.
Yeah, I think the Zillion pick was actually a really brilliant pivot from C9 because it's like that is a pocket pick from Jensen. That's something that Jensen has shown enormous success on. Like he has like a crazy win rate on Zillion. So it's not like that isn't an unknown pick. It's also a pick that has been seen a few times in playoffs before from other teams. So it's not like you can't not expect it, I guess. But I think it also just plays into what the meta is. This is a bot favored meta. You want to prop up your ADC, and when you have the best jungle and the best AD carry in the league, why not just pick another enchanter so you're giving them even more buffs and more survivability to let them just do what they want and then get an easy victory?
Yeah. I feel like he really didn't have all of that much to do.
No, it was literally just, okay, I'm going to speed you up. It was literally like, okay, I'm going to speed you up. Okay, you're getting low, I'm going to revive you. Okay. Okay, hit the bomb. Okay, you killed everyone. Cool.
He did 18k damage in his 2 Zillion games.
He also had a pretty good scoreline. He only died like 1-3 and 14 in game 2 and 1-3 and 21 in game 3.
He died 6 times.
Yeah.
He did 18k in 2 games. Berserker did 33k in game 3.
Yeah, Abbedagge
almost twice as much.
Abbedagge like has like maybe like double or triple that many deaths throughout the whole series.
Also true, but he was also going against Cloud9.
True. What did you think, I guess, overall of 100 Thieves' play? I think that I kind of want to avoid us like just kind of circle jerking about how great Cloud9 is. I kind of want to talk a little bit about 100 Thieves' play because I think that is an aspect, like, you know, sort of the other side of the coin and how it kind of is, you know.
Yeah, I honestly really didn't think they were that good. It was kind of disappointing seeing all NA teams fall on their face. Danny wasn't playing well. Team Liquid lost to Danny, who wasn't playing well. So they took out Danny, put in a sub, ADC, went to game 5 against 100 Thieves, who proceeded to just like not play to any sort of win condition at all against Cloud9 and get absolutely throttled in 3 straight games.
Yeah.
So Cloud9 just kind of won by default because all the other teams are just garbage at this point.
I think the weird thing for 100 Thieves was their drafting was just kind of off. Like game 1 they drafted Malphite, which is kind of a counterpick to Kennen. Like the caster was saying how it was picked in other regions, and it is kind of an answer to Kennen, but somebody just didn't do anything. Like he would do his ultimate, but then after that it's like, well, what are you going to do? You have no crowd control. You know, the team composition for 100 Thieves has like weirdly like little crowd control. So like once you hit the Malphite knockup, once you know, and if you can kind of poppy stun onto like Azir's like soldier wall or to a wall, you can kind of do that, but after that you're kind of done. But then you have LeBlanc Chain, you have Nocturne Fear, you have Kennen Stun, you have Lulu Polymorph. You just, you know, Cloud9 just has so much more crowd control. It seems like you just have no disengage or any way to really peel off from that. And you're just hoping that Huki Soraka can kind of keep you topped off throughout the whole game. So that was like kind of suspect for me. Game 2 and 3 were really weird because they gave Someday Fiora, and it's like you have your best player, and you're putting him on split pusher, which is fine. You know, Sunday's really good. He can do the whole split push game. the 100 Thieves is just not allowing him to split push and utilize what Fiora does. Instead, they're in game 2 especially, they were constantly picking these team fights, and they were just getting steamrolled because we have the better team fight composition. You know, you have a split pusher, you have Jarvan, you know, you have Silas, Zeri, and Lulu. Again, not a whole lot of crowd control or disengage. So like once you go in and if the fight goes bad, you just kind of lose. And they were picking a lot of bad fights. So it just seemed like really questionable, like when you put him on Fiora. And then the same thing happened in game 3. Like Fiora didn't work out, but they put him on it again. I will say they have a lot more crowd control this time. You know, you have Talia, you have Alistar, you have Poppy. Like that's a much better composition. I was actually kind of nervous because they did pick Alistar, who can do like these really good, you know, headbutt pulverize plays. But I think C9 kind of was fine with it because we have double enchanter. So it's even if you get a knockup or anything or a really good combo and follow up from 100 Thieves, you're going to burn cooldowns just to kill one person. Jensen revives them, and you have Sven's Lulu for shields and heals with Lulu's kit. So it's like you're burning cooldowns for essentially nothing. It just seems like they just didn't really manage their team comps well, and they were constantly having to use a lot of resources to maybe get one person or pick a fight that would just end up going the other way. So it seemed like there was a lot of errors in draft, but then I think also gameplay, they just didn't do a good job of picking their moments in fighting and utilizing the pieces that they had.
Yeah, especially the Fiora picks. It just didn't really feel like they knew how to play around a Fiora, which makes you think, what the hell are they doing all week in practice?
And yeah, it was so odd.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just weird seeing them play so poorly. Like it never really felt like a game. There was like a gold lead for 100 Thieves at one point, and then Blabber and Jensen just like flipped it around immediately.
Yeah, it really didn't feel. It felt like oddly just like not much of a match or a competition. I think early in game 2, like 100 Thieves was up like 5 kills to 2 at one point, but then
in 3K up at one point.
Yeah, but then we just instantly flipped it back around. We won like I think we got like a 4-for-1 or something. And it's like, okay, we're back in the game now. And then just after that, we just proceeded to steamroll every fight, and 100 Thieves kept taking bad fight and choosing to take bad fight after bad fight. And then we would just win, and then the game got just so unstable for them that they couldn't control it anymore. And it was...
Yeah.
And I think that's partially comes back to team comp, because it's like, what is Closer really going to do if they're behind? Like, what can Silas really do from behind, you know, that a mage wouldn't be able to do better? You know, like a mage would at least be able to control fights more instead of just diving in and killing herself, which you know, Closer and Abadaga kind of did.
Yeah, I guess that there were some decent alts to steal. The Sivir speed up, the Wukong knock up.
I think it was mostly. I think he maybe mostly did it because there was a zillion, so he's like, okay, I can match revive, so we can keep the fight going longer. But it just never got to that point because we had 2 enchanters versus their 1 in, I guess, like quarter, if you want to count it like that, in a sense. So it just felt like a team comp weakness, and they just played it poorly.
Yeah. So what did you think of the celebrations at the end? The Blabber MVP chant, Berserker doing laps around the stage.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Frozen. I like had to really try to rate it in so I didn't just fucking cry.
Yeah.
Like it was a thing of like everyone's chanting MVP and Blabber was crying, and like I'm like, shit, you're gonna get me started. Don't get me started, because once you start, I'm gonna start. So
yeah, same.
It was definitely it was definitely a sight. But I thought that was really sweet. I think Blabber's definitely earned it. I know I've been critical of Blabber this year, and Blabber has had some difficult moments throughout the year, but I think these playoffs, and I think this championship win shows that when Blabber is playing at his like peak performance, Blabber is literally one of the best junglers in NA, and
One
there
of
is
the
almost
best.
no, yeah, there is
He
nothing
is the
almost
best.
yeah, he is the best, and there's almost nothing that can stop him. Uh, and it's just a matter of getting him to get there. But once he gets there, it's done. It's game over.
Yeah. And having a mid laner who who can play an enchanted just makes it so unfair.
Yeah, I think Jensen, especially this playoffs, has been a very like the definition of a team player. Like he has been picking things that are for the team and not more for his sake. Um, not only just for the meta. I mean, LeBlanc is a very meta pick, and it's one of his best champions. Like I remember he set a record for most kills in an LCS match
Oh
on
yeah,
LeBlanc.
yeah,
Um, but like not just that, but he's picking Zillion. He's picking. He was picking things like the Orianna. He was picking. You know, he was dipping into more of the control mage pool, and he was doing it for his team who needed his crowd control and his more supportive kit for the most part. So I think when you have a supportive mid laner that can be a team player, when you have an amazing AD carry, when you have rocks in top lane and in support that can really excel you and push you in the right direction, you're just going to look even better.
yeah. And one other thing I would like to mention is that I was extremely wrong going into playoffs and saying that I wasn't sure if Max Waldo was going to be able to get these guys playing their best League of Legends when it mattered, and I was terribly wrong because they were the only team who looked like they knew how to play League of Legends.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that we really turned around because I know we were struggling in the summer split off and on to like find consistency and you know uh really hit our ceiling. But I don't know what the team did in between like our last our regular last match of the regular season and and playoffs. But oh man, we did something.
Yeah, and CLG is the only one who actually competed with us at any point in time too. So
Yeah, which is the crazy part.
yeah,
Like each match we played in the playoffs just got easier, and it's crazy that that was that was the hardest match that we had to fight for. Everything else was weirdly easier and easier.
yeah, it felt like CLG could make up for their shortcomings in every other team. It was just a worse version of Cloud9.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of was. I was actually sad when CLG didn't make it
Yeah, me too.
because they were really they had a lot of potential, and it had contracts, and I liked a bunch of their other players, and it seemed like they operated really similarly, at least kind of how C9 did things, in that they were more of a scrappier team that was more about the 5v5 than trying to do more maybe map specific stuff or any sort of like specific tricks that because like Team Liquid, for example, is kind of a low and slow kind of team, and they're more cautious, and they're like, okay, we're gonna do things slow, we're gonna do this, while us and CLG is more like, no, we're gonna check you the first chance we get.
Yeah, and it was sad to see him go down. It was nice seeing TL lose, and it looks like they're gonna completely rebuild um their roster, which I think it's a discussion for
That's gonna be
later.
off-season discussion.
Yeah, that's an off-season discussion because there's probably some rumors being drawn up by people about
Yeah, a lot of people.
the potential opening at at Cloud9 support and Team Liquid's contract situation. So
Yeah,
we'll
which
stay tuned
the
then.
only thing I will say about it is I'm just surprised that they announced it so early. Like Worlds hasn't even started yet. Um, and I mean, I guess in a sense it's fair since you have nothing better to do, so you might as well look at like making roster moves already. But at the same time, it's like, man, Worlds hasn't even started. Like, you guys really could just gonna announce this right now, like right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter, I guess. But speaking of worlds, we got our first view of what the groups are going to look like. We can save a bigger discussion on all of it for later because it's almost world's times. We have a couple weeks left to run through everything, but they did the world's draw post playoffs on stage, and Cloud9 is running back their 2018 Worlds group, I believe it is, playing T1 in EDG, two mid laners that Jensen has already played against in the same group, and Faker and oh shit, I blanked on his name.
The other one,
What
the other one.
is it? It's that's gonna bother me now.
Not Faker.
It's Faker is the one, and then it's
He's calling his people.
uh yeah, it's. I wish they would just give us the. Oh my god, it's taking too long to find. Scout.
Okay, yeah. Took you long enough.
Yeah, and the same mid laners that Jensen faced last time we were in a group with them too. I believe it was 2018, and a loaded 80 carry group with Goom, Mayushi, and Viper.
Yeah, I'm really excited because this was definitely going to test our mettle, for one thing. I think that it's kind of fun just because we're going into these like all of this nostalgia stuff, with it being 10 years, and it's like, oh, we're with T1 and EDG again. I'm really curious to see how we're gonna measure up. Part of me still feels like we'll get out because usually when we're in a group with T1, it's always T1 first, Cloud9 second.
Yes, that's true. EDG is, I believe, LPL's third seed, so maybe there's a chance there. And what kind of sucks is that our fourth seed is probably going to be EU, so it's going to be Fnatic or Mad Lions and Reunion with Niski. So it's going to be an interesting group, and a very difficult group. But if there's any team that can get out of it, I believe in our team.
I kind of want it to be Fnatic just because we've always had like a rivalry with them, and I've always kind of considered Fnatic as like a somewhat of like a sister team.
Yeah, and I think if it is Fnatic, it's all BMW.
No, I think EDG isn't part of the BMW team. I think Fun Plus Phoenix is.
Oh,
But I
okay.
don't think EDG
Maybe
is.
Puma. I don't know. There was something there. I just don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
It would be cool to have Niski be in our group though, just so we could like pal around with him and play against him.
Yeah, yeah. And Mad, although Mad Lions is kings of best of ones. They did not win a best of 5, I believe, all year, and still made worlds.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so not ideal for them. But yeah, I don't think that we need to go into it too much,
We
just
can,
due
yeah,
to
we
the
can get
fact
into it.
that we got
We can
time.
get into it more once it gets closer.
Yeah, but yeah,
When does
that's our
the
group.
when does the plan start?
Oh God, relatively soon. Did you see the groups for that? A group uh B is loaded. DRX, RNG, Saigon Buffalo, and Mad Lions.
That's a pretty
Starts
heavy.
holy shit.
That's a heavy group.
It starts in 2 weeks from
Okay.
today, being September
That's not damn. That's not far
29th.
away.
Yeah, September 29th to October 4th. So that's a Thursday to a Sunday, meaning Worlds Proper will start that next week, I believe. October 11th, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. I know it's in
No,
October.
October 7th or 8th, something like that. October 7th to 10th, 13 to 6th in Mexico City. Is that correct? Or no, that's plans.
No, yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Plans is Mexico. I think. Oh, geez, I'm trying to find the.
Is it
I think it's in New York
Madison Square
for.
Garden?
Yeah, yeah. I think New York is when actual Worlds is. Oh, okay, no, there's a venue list right here. Yeah, so Plans is in Mexico City. Groups in the quarterfinals will be in New York. The semifinals will be in Atlanta, and then the finals will
Interesting.
be in San Francisco.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I knew the San Francisco thing. Um, I'm assuming it's probably are already sold out, but I
yeah,
think it'd be a blast to try and get up there. But it's a long drive, and
yeah.
I don't fit, and I don't have a
I
job.
am glad that Atlanta is finally getting an event because I've been wanting the Southeast to have a league type event forever, and they just never get anything. So they're finally getting a venue.
Did you try and get tickets?
No, I didn't. Like I since I live in Arkansas now, it's a much further drive now.
Yeah,
It's like a trip now.
yeah, but it's pretty close to or not Mississippi, Alabama, kind of. Not
Yeah, I
really,
still
but
gotta do
kind
like
of.
I still have to do like a 6 hour drive or something.
Yeah, I
I
was
don't
gonna say
know.
it's probably still like 6 to 8 hours.
It'd be like 8 to 9 hours. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
still
driving
a
that
short
long.
flight. And Atlanta, I think, is generally pretty cheap because it's such a big hub. But oh well. You can come visit the LCS for plans or the what's it called, the lock-in tournament or something.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I think that's about all we have. We can save a world's discussion for the future.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right. That's Cloud9's fourth title and our
I
first
believe.
summer since 2013. So it's been a hell of a week.
I think it's our fifth title.
Fifth? Shit.
Yeah, because I think if you go to the Cloud9 uh League of Legends account, it has 5 stars under it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was looking at the photo. Oh, because there was in a trophy for the one. Nope. I see it now. I'm not sure why I thought it was fourth. Not important. Fifth overall. Let's go. See
So
you guys next time.
laters.
Bye.